Now ball bay, tied up, turns it over. Here come the Wildcats. Pullen going to attack, and he's fouled.
Well, Pullen's going to get a free throw, and Ball Bay gets a turnover. There's just no place for Ball Bay to go, and I'm not seeing him do that very much. But Ball Bay needs to stop right at the free throw line because he has nothing. Right there, he's got his head down. He has absolutely nothing. He had to get the ball out of there and just rerun the offense.
I think Coach is telling him that right now. Rick Barnes has Ball Bay over there.
Pullen, on the other hand, was being played side saddle by a defensive man coming right down with him. He had a route all the way to the bucket, and the only way to stop the layup was to foul him.
Hit the front end, gives him 14 points. He's perfect at the free throw line. Jacob Pullen.
I've had a complete turnaround with Pullen as a player, Brett. You know, earlier I was saying how much that he gets on his own and he's a little bit selfish out there. But the last two times we've seen him, you know, I really, really like the way the kid plays. And he is two things. He is tough and competitive. Even when he's taking bad shots, he's
underrated defensive player, as he just showed right there, Bob. He did a great job on Joseph that time. People don't talk about his defense. Now he comes left-handed, and it was good defense by Tristan Thompson. And the Horns will try to come back. Underneath is Thompson, and he flushes.
Well, that was a big bucket. He's about to get...
We've got an injury on Pullen. Pullen's down.
It was about to be a double-digit lead there.
Continues in aid by the trainers.
I don't know whether it's his hand. He's holding his...
Watch the wrist. Watch this wrist, Bob, and see.
He came down on it. It was his left hand. I think it was his left hand. He was or left forearm that he was holding when he went out.
Oh, he took a tremendous blow and then went down.
As Abe Lemons used to say, some places they'd have called that a foul.
Yes. It is the right hand. And there's no question there's an enormous amount of pain over there on the right hand.
Looks like he kind of came down on it.
I agree.
Abe Lemons, one of the smart people ever in basketball. Far, far smarter as a coach than most people thought.
Guess who's back up?
Well,
Jacob Pullen.
I mean, he is tough. He isn't going to want this game to end without him being in it to finish. Spradling does a good job of handling the ball, keeping it going, not making crazy plays with it. He's really good freshman.
Irving misses, Thompson defensive rebound.
Well, I'd want to be going to Kelly inside.
And Hamilton nails a big three ball. And Frank is upset about the lack of defense. He thought Irving should have been right on him.
We're going to get a good look at Hamilton set here, I think. We come down with Balde has it. Joseph gets a good pass right to Hamilton. He was set just like Magruder was for Kansas State a couple of plays ago.
Well, college basketball continues Wednesday night, and it's an ACC doubleheader. North Carolina at 7 will take on the Seminoles of Florida State. Then at 9, the Clemson Tigers will take on the Duke Blue Devils. Blue Devils will attempt to start another winning streak. Jacob Pullen here will be checking back in for Kansas State. Still in obvious pain, and Joe Lunardi's bracketology shows Baylor and Michigan among the last 4 in, and Colorado lurking in the neighborhood. We'll have to see how Pullen handles the ball with that injured right hand. He's out to set a screen, and Spradling brings it up. And he breaks free, but they did not see him. And Spradling, the floater. No. Tristan Thompson, and Texas can tighten the noose as they come back. And look at Pullen go to work on Hamilton. A great job. Texas keeps it, and a foul is going to be called on Kelly, I believe. That's number 4. That is 4 fouls on number 24.
So here we're going to see Pullen's defense. He gets a piece of it. Hamilton gets careless with it. He doesn't forget who's playing him with a kid with quick hands, quick feet.
So with 4 fouls, it looks like Frank is going to use Henriquez Roberts to give Kelly a bit of a break.
It's hard to make free throws with that flat free throw that will hit all the way to the back rim and then pop out. It's got to drop down, not just clear the top and hit the back rim. He's really got to work on his art, this kid. He gets fouled an awful lot for not being a very good free throw shooter.
26 points, Bob, for the night, and he is 8 of 13 at the line. That's the Thompson line here. So, Wildcats with foul trouble for their big men. Kelly Samuels and Henriquez Roberts.
Spradley, no one will notice that, but he made a great break to the middle of the floor where he could release the pressure on the ball. And when you've got him tied up, like, I don't know what Thompson was doing way out there, but when Mulvey and Thompson have him tied up, don't try to make the steal. Get your hands out of the way. Don't put yourself in a position where because of your hands, you give him a chance at 2 at the line.
When Jacob Pullen comes back to the line, he's perfect tonight.
I'm going to bet you he's perfect after he shoots these 2 also.
I'll take that. Missed the front end. That's a big miss now.
So there they are. See how operating on 25 feet. Now they got a little wider. They're going to play Hamilton in the post.
Hamilton backs in on Southwell, spins, and Southwell eats him up.
Just a bad shot by Hamilton.
Spradling brings it to the attack, and we are down to the 4-minute mark. A 3-point advantage for the Wildcats. It's been a sensational Big 12 battle between these two.
See how Magruder spreads the floor again? That's the 3rd or 4th time he's done that. He sees all that open side, and he gets the K-State guys spread 50 feet rather than 25 or 30 feet.
10 on the shot now for Pullen. Here comes Southwell with 5 on the shot, looking for open J, and nails it. The freshman from Harlem. And timeout called by Rick Barnes and Texas at the 3.5-minute mark. Boy, Southwell's contributed too, Bob.
Oh, I think Southwell has been really good. Remember, we talked about that in the first half when he came in there, what he'd done.
Watch the defense here on Hamilton. Watch
really
him
good,
come with him.
Good hands. Doesn't get him with his body. Doesn't hit him on the arm. And then Southwell works open and just turns. Real nice move going up for the shot.
Yeah, we really need to say something about Frank Martin and his coaching staff, because it looked like they were losing control of this team. Guys were quitting the team. Lost a couple during the season, a couple guys who started.
And they weren't
this team didn't quit. They didn't play well.
Yeah, they weren't playing well either. And since that game with Kansas, they've been a team like this team tonight. They're playing here in a packed arena against Texas, a very good team. Texas coming off a loss, and that's when good teams are most dangerous, when they're coming off a loss. And this Kansas State team has played them better than even, which is an indication that Kansas State can play anybody, Brent, playing like they're playing here.
Well, you take a look at the standings here, Bob, and again, Kansas State right there. Remember that 4 teams get first-round byes next week in Kansas City. Don't have to play on Wednesday, and that certainly helps from a rest standpoint. It's a good battle. Texas, even if they lose tonight, is still wrapped up one of the byes. Should Texas lose, Kansas jumps into first place, of course. Texas has the tiebreaker with the Jayhawks because they beat them in their only head-to-head meeting this year. But we are coming right down the stretch, and Kansas State, having started 1-4 in the Big 12, they've won 6 of the last 7, and a fraction of a second more, and they'd have won 7 in a row. So this is a great push by the Wildcats.
Kansas State would be a very difficult team for anybody to play in tournament play.
No question. A miss by Texas. Big trip by Pullen. He puts it in Spradling's hands and gets it back.
Pullen gets it out of the corner. That's good. See if they'll get this side filled over here.
Jacob Pullen on the drive, goes to the left hand and goes to the floor again. At 17 points here for Pullen. Most of them have come here in the second half, remember.
With Pullen and what he's doing offensively, Brent, Texas is going to have a miracle to come out of this with a win, because every time K-State has the ball, they're going to get something going with Pullen, either to the free throw line or he's going to take it to the bucket and drop it off.
Brown's floater, not there. Battle for the rebound. Hamilton loses it. Had it for a second, out of bounds. And Jacob Pullen, 13 of his 17 have come here, and there's no question that right wrist is bothering him. And what does he do? He goes to the left hand on the drive, but he goes to the floor again. What a tough performance by Jacob Pullen.